Hello and welcome to What Happened in the World. Today our subject is going to be Brexit. Whether you're among the people who keep updating Brexit news or have just heard a rumor or in the corridor, one thing is clear to everyone: Brexit is late. The UK was supposed to leave the European Union on March 20 in 2019 and isn't done so yet. Brexit has been delayed, but no one knows until when. The UK is one of the most popular destinations for study abroad, so it's natural that the Brexit question concerns you. The UK is still one of the top three destinations for international students, so let's begin. How we have three of the most important actors what's happening here. Mr. Sunder, Mrs. Lena, and Mrs. Lubor.
So what does Brexit stand for? Basically, Brexit means British plus exit. It's an economically and politically important event. More than half of the UK's population had voted for leaving the European Union. Miss Lena, can you explain us the reasons for Brexit?
We can point out three main reasons: potential recessions, fighting for the sovereignty, and the desire to consolidate political leadership. Let's go deeper into details. Firstly, the European Union is loading the UK with too many intricate regulations, for example, Brussels. Secondly, the European Union is not a free trade area, it is a customs area. Thirdly, the UK's money share sent to the European Union is quite large, thus the UK residents would like to save these amounts. Next, the European Union entrenches corporate interests and prevents radical reforms. And finally, there is a big amount of immigrants. Lots of unemployed citizens of Eastern Europe come to Britain looking for the job. Now, let's switch to the future of the UK. Sander, please, tell us about the expected scenarios.
Nobody can expect exactly what is going on to happen when Brexit occurs. Let's take a look at that. The UK will have to make some new trade agreements, which is not easy. This is very important for the UK because of the fact that almost the half of the export is going to the UA. Probably its economy will experience the growth due to making new trade agreements with countries with the UK handles a lot. Another benefit would be not paying 450 million a week for the membership in the EU. Brexit increased the chance of war as European stronghold becomes more insecure. Another scenario is that the UK will get control back and their borders. Terrorism, criminals and weapons can be intercepted easier. Another scenario is that the Brexit is fatal to Europe. Effects of Brexit can mean withdrawal of other EU countries owing to the refugee pressures, material divisions and terrorist attacks. Without the UK problem, solution will be revived. Brexit means more integration of the UN member states, more power to Brussels. Thus we observed as enormous uncertainty of this matter. Nevertheless, these are the positive and negative consequences that are waiting for us. Lebedev, could you please clarify this moment?
I still cannot say whether the situation is completely favorable. British people assume that their income will grow up as the contributions sent to the UK now will remain in the hands of British people. Some Brexit campaigners claim that the UK is highly likely to lose half of its profits due to the fact that the common European Union market has numerous advantages, such as exemption from tariffs and various barriers. Nevertheless, others argue that the UK will be capable of finding alternative instruments to replace the European Union trending institutions. Investors are worried about the possible economic impact of a decision to leave the European Union. Even those who are fighting for the UK staying in the European Union agree with affirmation about the European Union assuming extra responsibility and control towards British domestic affairs. However, it would mean the loss of influence on the whole Union. Migration flows from Eastern and Southern Europe see the UK as their target and try to find a better life in this country. All this had led to several difficulties in housing and service sectors. Can higher education institutions in the United Kingdom be part of European universities? Until its departure from the European Union, the UK continues to participate in all programs of the European Union, including Erasmus+. However, British students won't receive any grants from the European universities if the UK doesn't conclude any agreements on studies with the European Union.
Now let's see what the UK students think about Brexit.
I think Brexit would really affect the Erasmus programme, not only for British students going into Europe, but also European students coming to England. They might stop it and we won't be able to do it. And as well, a lot of British students rely on the Erasmus grant, which the government may no longer fund. It's quite uncertain.
So I think the NHS will be greatly affected by Brexit. We rely on EU workers, like the majority of them are from the EU, from like Italy, Spain, and then we won't have as many of them in the country. So I think it will greatly affect the NHS, and we won't have as many workers.
Potentially, as we leave Europe, it will be quite hard in the short run, especially in terms of like what's going to happen with trade. How will it affect our educational systems and agreements that we have with different countries?
To conclude, then, the future of Brexit is still uncertain. We hope now you understand more about the Brexit and his importance. The 31st of January is going to be the deadline after which we will have no deal moments, and Brexit is going to be happen with a real big discord. We thank our speaker for today and see you next week in What Happened in the World.